Hi, Fixer 40,000 here. Today we're having our rematch against Lord Cook and his Imperial Guard. We're still drawn on games so far, so we're trying to get a decider. And today, fielding my Lion Guard Space Marines. Using the Blood Angels rules, I've got one squad of 9 Assault Marines with a Flamer and Power Weapon, with an independent character, Sanguinary Priest, attached there. Over here, got 2 squads of Assault Marines, both identically armed. That's 2 Melter Guns each and a Power Fist. In Heavy Support, got myself 2 Predators, Autocannon turrets, and Las Cannon sponsons. And for Command, I've got myself a Command Squad, all with jump packs, with 4 Plasma Guns and a Standard, and my stand-in for Mephiston today, who runs on the Powered of Beard.
Right, hello. Today I'm fighting yet another rematch against Fixer and his Lion Guard Space Marines, as you can see off lingering in the distance there, cowardly hiding. I will be bringing my Imperial Guard, which is this particular army I've not used before at all, so complete learning experience. I'm trying to bring Russes back into vogue, who knows, it may work. So as an army, we've got first of all a company command squad here with the less than courageous Colonel Barnaby in command, 3 Melter Guns in a Chimera, and then we've got 2 veteran squads here on the left with a Plasma Pistol and 3 Melter Guns, Chimera obviously, and another one with a Plasma Pistol and 3 Plasma Guns, also in a Chimera. I know these are dirty units, but I'm facing Fixer, so it's fine. Then, in terms of the rest of our troops, we've got a platoon command squad here with 3 Melter Guns and a Melter Bomb in a Chimera, and 2 large blobs of troops. We've got a 30-man unit here with a couple of power weapons, and a 20-man unit here with another couple of power weapons. Apart from that, nothing but las guns, because frankly you should always fear las guns. Then, rounding out, just a selection of Lehman Russ. So we've got a battle tank with a las cannon, another battle tank with 3 heavy bolters, because frankly that was what was on the model, and an executioner commissar tank, dashing black, with a las cannon in the hull. Overall, fairly small for guard, but not horrendously broken, we hope. And we wish each other, of course, the best of luck.
So here we are. Fixer 40,000 versus Adam Cook and his Imperial Guard, facing against my Space Marines.
Scum.
Yes. But, Blood Angels, I've got my Mephiston proxy right here, guarding one objective, another objective out in the open, another right in front of that huge swarm of guard, and another far in the back there. 4 objectives, Dawn of War deployments, got most of our armies in reserve. The rest of my force is half coming on via Descent of Angels, and the rest is going to be walking straight onto the board.
And the vast majority of my force will be rolling onto the board.
And hopefully exploding shortly after.
Probably exploding shortly after.
Beginning of turn number 2, my guys have moved on from the table here. Assault Marine Squad number 1 moved on, ran 6 inches, and rolled a 1 on its Blood Rage test, so they are now fearless and have Furious Charge built in. Mephi decided to appreciate the flag a little bit more. And on this side, we have an absolutely massive surge of Imperial Guard troops.
We wouldn't describe it that way. We've got the infantry platoon on the left, so this large blob here ran on and attempted to get far enough forward to stop any deep striking melter guns from touching these vehicles. This large platoon did the same. Notice the small strings of men trailing behind again to stop any deep striking troops. And I foolishly moved the Lehman Russ before the Chimeras, so the Chimeras have ended up being stuck over here on the right flank. Minor mistake, we'll catch up later. The white represents smoke, we've popped, and the Lehman Russ attempted to fire, but they all appreciated the pretty stars in the night and could see Fethel.
There you go, you should have splashed out for night vision goggles. Got a mixed bag on this turn here. Did a whole bunch of shooting from both Predators and a couple of deep strike units. That's 8 shots from plasma guns, 4 las cannon shots, 2 autocannons, most of them hitting the side arm of these chimeras here, and doing nothing more than stunning 2 of them. A bit...
Stunning one and shaking another, actually.
So even worse than that.
Glorious performance from the Emperor's finest.
Indeed. Also, on the deep strike front, the command squad did very well getting into the place it was. One of the combat squads also managed to make it. One was forced to deep strike on the far edge of the table, took a wound from dangerous terrain. Another one that thought it would be especially foolhardy tried to deep strike behind the chimeras, and just scattered far enough off the table. They've been delayed this turn. That leaves 2 units to come in from reserve still. On a slightly choppier front, the assault squad with the Flamer unit and Furious Charge, along with Mephiston, charged into the big scary unit of guardsmen here, and carved up, what was that, about 16 of them?
Roughly, yeah, I think so.
Not too shabby. Hopefully we can carve through this stubborn unit with their commissar and get onto the squishy tanks behind them. Okay, after the Imperial Guard turn, we failed every single save on that unit after a whole bunch of plasma fire from a plasma veteran squad.
To be fair, they weren't getting many saves, and they had to re-roll past cover saves, so...
I suppose the 2 3-up saves with the Feel No Pain failed wasn't helpful either. I could have kept the Melter Gun. The command squad took a whole bunch of shooting. They failed one 3-up Feel No Pain save from a multi-laser, and took 3 hits and then 3 wounds from the Melter Guns inside the Chimera. Fortunately, that Chimera and this tank here have both managed to immobilise themselves by moving slightly into terrain, so...
Which is frankly par for the course for this army, but this Chimera over here is supposed to get out of the way so that the command squad can be annihilated by various large guns, but it's managed to immobilise itself. But it's not proved to be a problem because the Ballistic Skill 3 heroes of the Imperium in there have managed to hit and wound with all their shots, so we shall give them some extra tea and medals when they return. In the centre here, the combat has continued. We somehow survived against Meph for an extra round, crucially holding into the Blood Angel's next turn. The Commissar managed to pass his 5+ armour save, thank the Lords. And this platoon, noticing that I was very rapidly running out of men, has charged in to support them in the hope of holding them there for as long as possible while I had to deal with the rest of the army. The Predator tanks, one's been stunned, but in terms of permanent damage, none yet. We've got plenty of time for that later.
And on my side, I've got the remains of the command squad, the Lone Apothecary, who managed to fail his leadership test on a 6/6, then rolled a 6/6 for running away like a big girl's blouse. He'll be rallying next turn. I've got my 2 units to come on still from reserve. We'll see what happens. Okay, end of turn 3. Another mixed bag. We managed to kill the original unit of guardsmen, so Mephiston is now free to reign and kill anything he wants. Assuming he doesn't get shot to death next turn. One of the deep striking combat squads with a single melter gun managed to come down, blew up the executioner. Managed to even do 3 wounds on the command squad of the army.
And frankly, I'm amazed he passed his leadership test, because that guy's a coward if ever I saw one. Jesus.
The large number of times he has managed to survive by running away is quite spectacular. Over here, unfortunately the Apothecary, trying to redeem the honour of the unit, absolutely failed. 4 attacks hitting on 3s, charging into the combat unit, caused 0 wounds, and he managed to fail, of course, his 3+ Feel No Pain
and
save.
he's been left on just so you can see his ugly mug and humiliate him. But we'll remove him now.
Slightly better news, managed to blow up one of the Chimeras and pin the Melter Gun unit inside. So at least they are out of action for the next turn. Plasma Gun squad still at large, we'll have to deal with them shortly. And the last unit tried a deep strike down here to try and Melter Gun the other tank. Failed to get in range after a scatter, but I've still got the cover from the unit there, so hopefully they can do something nasty next turn.
And the tank is immobilised, so it won't be going anywhere in any time soon.
Indeed. There we go.